Hello, hello, and welcome to another day with yours truly, Korin Shadowgale. Hope you all have had a wonderful week. I know I have. I am super excited to get into some Final Fantasy XIV. It's been a very, very long time since the last time I did a playthrough of this game. I still play pretty regularly. Okay, I say regularly. I haven't played this game in like, I don't know, months. So I'm gonna be a little rusty coming back to it, but I'm hoping to enjoy some Final Fantasy XIV, maybe catch up on some storyline, finish out on some of the quests that are still kind of in my quest log. Hopefully maybe finish some things out and just kind of enjoy my time today. So welcome to come along and enjoy the time with me. I am logging into Aera Sparkling, my main character on Final Fantasy XIV. As you can see before you, she is. So let's go have some fun, enjoy ourselves, maybe do some dungeons and such. One second while I silence everything else on my screen. There we go. This is my house. I've done some updating since the last time I was here. I have a nice little garden here that I rarely ever, if ever, use. Hi, Boris! I'm gonna try this. I don't know if this works properly or not on my stream or not. I will try and see if I can do a shout out for you. So it's just like SO, right? I never knew if this was like a command that was built into Twitch or not. Doesn't seem that way. Nope. Oh, I hope it worked. If it didn't, sorry. But Boris is a streamer as well. They're a great streamer. I love watching their streams. Shout out is the Twitch one. Oh, okay, so I gotta do like exclamation shout out, like the whole thing. Forward slash ah. Out. Try it again. There we go. Thank you, Boris. I appreciate the help. I mean, shouting out to yourself at this point, because I think you're the only one in the chat at the moment, but I appreciate you coming in. I'm essentially just going to be doing some questing and some dungeon running and stuff like that to kind of catch up on the storyline. Things like that. So, about to see where I need to go. Solution 9. Yippee! Okay. Enjoy your lurking. Alright, let's see. Over here? Yeah. There's something unlockable over here, so I'll try and unlock that next. Probably for the Souls Under Siege. I know that's not the main quest line, but I at least want to see what this is about. This might be the next arena. You at least unlock it. Yana's face lights up at the sight of you. Hey, Aera. You're just the person I wanted to see. Cruiserweights matches have yet to begin, but Nayuni and I've made some breakthroughs in our research about psychochronosis. Come on inside. We'll tell you what we've learned. Sure. Why not? Before diving into the details, perhaps a refresher is in order. It's a rather complicated affair, after all. Yeah, it'd be good, because I don't remember any of this. You had barely been crowned champion of the light heavyweight division before our sister, Eutrope, challenged you. She was intent on claiming your soul as a means to cure psychochronosis. The illness appears to afflict those who use feral souls to an excessive degree, such as the Arcadian fighters. We learned from Eutrope that the immortalized, who we thought lived in luxury in the upper levels, are actually dead, taken by the disease.
Since that revelation, we looked for alternative ways to cure psychochronosis, and we finally have some news to share.
It's all thanks to Nayuni. Like a trope, she has a sense for electropic technology. She's learned to do all sorts of things from tinkering on her own. Oh, Yana, don't give her the wrong idea. It's the people of Oblivion that we have to thank for our discoveries. I attempted to access Everkeep's core systems for the information on souls, you see. Huh?
Unsurprisingly, I failed. What's more, an Oblivion member who was monitoring unauthorized access found me. She took me to task, scolded me to never do something so reckless. When I explained a predicament, however, she kindly shared research data Oblivion had acquired from Origenics. The data was quite difficult to parse, but I managed to find some relevant information. Namely, that the military was well aware of psychochronosis. Psychonochronosis there. Ooh, gosh. Psychonochronosis, having also sought to utilize feral souls. Furthermore, they had developed a method to identify the presence of the affliction. This brings us to our next move. Now that we're privy to this method, we feel we should use it to diagnose other fighters. They deserve to know if they're ill. Indeed, it isn't right to leave them ignorant. I'm glad you agree. I can't sit idly by knowing they might die. As Medem warned us, the president doesn't take kindly to those who get in his way. He'd be extremely unimpressed if we revealed the secrets to those you've yet to fight and cause their withdrawal. Of course, you're still liable to incur the president's ire by becoming grand champion and releasing all the souls in the repository, but we should avoid getting into his crosshairs for as long as we can. That's why I propose we approach only those fighters you've already bested. As they're barred from fighting for a time, it wouldn't have an immediate impact on the championship. There are still risks, however. Every time our fellow fighters use a feral soul, they bring themselves closer to psychonochronosis, including in a match against you. Which is why it's important we tell them the truth as soon as possible, so we can stop that from happening for good. Knowing that the illness is done to your taupe, it feels nothing less than personal. Indeed. To begin with, let's reveal the truth to Honey. Despite being rivals, we're actually quite close. Just a moment while I call her. Oh, honey, 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 come on running. She's as busy as I expected, but can spare a moment for us. She's on her way here now. Hi, clan.
Hey, it's Korin.
Another subscription. Wow, thank you, hon. I appreciate you. It goes good. I'm playing some Final Fantasy XIV at the moment. Playing with my character, Aera here. I guess we're just waiting. Waiting. So what's this about, then? I hope it's as urgent as you say it is. Gotta tell you about the whole poisoning and sickness and illness thing that you're stuck with now forever and ever and ever. Stars, you're serious, aren't you? Could I be afflicted as well? There is a way to diagnose you. Regulators are designed to monitor the state of the wearer's soul. If we connect yours to a terminal, we can confirm whether there are signs of the disease. Stick a large wire into the side of your head. Pop it in there. Please be at ease, Miss Honey. Your soul shows no signs of degradation. Aye. Truly?
Oh, what a relief. I shudder to imagine how I might be affected by such a dreadful disease. You're fine too, I suppose? You joined the Arcadian well after I did, after all. Um, well, I haven't gotten any symptoms yet. Yana was so eager to prove herself, she utilized feral souls numerous times when training. So when I examined her, we found that she's on the threshold of developing the disease. Oh no. For mercy's sake, Yana, we're forbidden from training with feral souls. And knowing that I know now, I'd say it's because the president doesn't want us to die too early. It'd be bad for entertainment.
Yeah, because entertainment's the important part there.
At any rate, neither of us should use feral souls again, which means we can't fight in the Arcadian anymore. Alright then, I'll retire.
That was easy.
Really? I wasn't expecting you to decide so quickly. While I've graced countless magazine covers and concert stages, I never shined so brightly as when I fought in the ring, it's true. But everything I've done was so that I could bask in the adoration of the people. Couldn't do that if I was dead, now could I?
I mean, one way to look at it, I guess.
So I'll look for another avenue to apply my talents, and you can be sure that I'll succeed, after all. Honeybee Lovely, I'm Honeybee Lovely, the brightest star in the sky. Alright, sure.
Whatever.
Now then, I'm scheduled to appear on a broadcast, so I must be on my way. Thanks for the warning, my dears. You're lifesavers. She's like, no, I'm done, bye.
Oh. Alright, well, that was easy.
She's really something, that honey. Right. That leaves one other fighter I'd like to inform. The Brute Bomber, who you defeated to become light heavyweight champion. We're not exactly friends, but I won't abandon him either. He's not likely to answer when called, though. So we'll need to visit him at his home, in residential radius 9-11.
911? Really? That's the number you went with? That's a really smart idea. Let's use that number combination. Oof. Oh, and his name is the Brute Bomber. That's messed up. I wonder if it's one of those things like they didn't catch what they did, or did they do that on purpose? That's my curiosity. Ugh, that's a messy subject. Good grief. Alright, where is the quest going? Please complete this part. Like, I understand that, technically, culturally significant things like that that happen in America may not necessarily translate over to Japan. But I feel like that's one of those kind of situations where it's like, you put the Brute Bomber in a location that has the exact date for 9/11, I feel like you knew what you were doing there. Just saying, it feels that way. It feels planned. Yeah, exactly, planned.
Here we are. Let's hope he's willing to hear us out.
He's dead.
You're all so cute, I can eat you up.
Oh,
He likes cats.
cats are adorable too.
I want that little Sphinx.
Oh, look at them, they're so cute.
Why do they flock only to you? It's hardly fair.
That's not what I'm gonna do. Here we go. Well, these are my kittens. If you don't like it, you can go back to your woman.
Rub salt in the wound, will you?
Aw, thank you for the bits, clan. Oh, and a shared sub.
Congrats to Mystic the Dark Elf for a sub. Rub salt in the wound, will you? You know full well when she left me.
Come on, little ones, come to me.
Wah, wah, wow.
That man is your tropes. I mean, that's the champion of the cruiserweight division. This poses a problem. We can't reveal the truth with him here.
Oh! The blazes are you doing here? You want to get your asses kicked?
You are Aera, the unenhanced warrior, yes?
Well, I wouldn't say unenhanced, just not as enhanced.
The Howling Blade at your service. It's a pleasure to meet you, and I hope we can have the chance to meet in the ring soon. The pleasure's all mine. The pleasure's all mine. Huh? Lest you wonder, I do not make a habit of wearing a regulator. My parents didn't believe in using them. Yana and her sisters were raised with similar values, as I recall, before adapting to your trope's insistence. However, I still use a regulator in battle, like every fighter. Well, except you. Updated your subs. I did see that. I appreciate you very much for doing so.
Yeah, I didn't know the two of you were friends.
Surprised that a reviled heel like him and a beloved face like me get along? Truth is, we don't know each other. We've known each other since childhood. We just can't seem to be rid of each other. We both couldn't fit into any of the jobs that we were introduced to us and got up on all manner of mischief together. We would have likely carried on like that if the president of Ascension Arcadia hadn't come and taken us in. Though it isn't easy being a fighter, and we felt like it was our calling. Believe it or not, he used to be so shy that he could hardly form a sentence. When he became the Brute Bomber, it was as if he had been reborn.
Shut up! They don't need to know all that.
Thinking back, we ever owe everything to the Arcadian, to the president.
That we do.
Oof. Well, I've seen the kittens as I had intended, so I'll take my leave now. Till next time, Aera.
So what do you want?
There's something you need to know.
Explain.
Condensing all the information into a cutscene.
Lies! The president would never!
I have the results of the examination. I'm afraid his soul's already shows sign of
psychonechronosis.
What? That's nonsense!
As the soul is eaten away, it loses its connection to the body, leading to bouts of intense dizziness, the early symptoms of the disease. If left unchecked, the body will continue to weaken until... The Arcadia means a lot to you, I know. It means a lot to me, too. But you need to retire. You're already ill. Until we can find a cure, the only way to prevent your condition from worsening is to stop fighting.
Enough! I won't listen to any more of your nonsense. Get out of my sight!
We've done what we could.
It's up to him what he does now. Let's go home.
Yeah, you've done your responsibility. If he doesn't want to accept it, that's on him.
Me.
Yeah. Kitties. Kitties. Meow, meow. Okay, where's the finishing up on this one? Okay.
Hello, zombie. Welcome to the chat. I hope you're having a good Saturday. I'm playing some Final Fantasy XIV today.
You know, I'm really excited about the so Final Fantasy XIV is getting this new way to play the game. They're essentially creating a playing it right now. Oh, nice. What's your favorite class?
Not only a trope, but the brute bomber too. We need to find a cure as soon as we can. According to Eutrope,
I can't get her name right.
according to Eutrope, the remedy is an infusion of an extremely dense soul. That's why she targeted you. The data from Origenic seems to support this. Though it was only a hypothesis, the researchers believed reinforcement from a dense soul could be an effective treatment. But this isn't the solution we seek.
Dark Knight and Black Mage. My man! I play a Black Mage mode most of the time these days. I used to be a summoner for the longest time, but I've been favoring Black Mage recently myself.
We'll find another way. I'll scour the ocean of data if I have to. We're all are searching. The trope could only find the one cure. Still, something about her actions didn't sit right with me. The trope I know wouldn't think to save herself at the cost of someone else's life. Can't help but feel she's hiding something. Huh? Hello? Oh, all right. Understood. That was Medem. Cruiserweight's matches are ready to begin, and he wants us to meet with him in the green room. Best of luck with your next match, Miss Aera. Please be safe. You bet.
I am not going to do this part because these are all raid stuff, and it is embarrassing to play raid on Black Mage for me because I am terrible at it. It's going to be embarrassment of me tanking the floor the entire time, so I'm going to go back to what I came here for originally, which is to do the storyline quest. You know, I'm gonna be honest. I haven't touched the Phantom. I am late back. Is really the truth of it. I haven't been playing Final Fantasy XIV on a regular basis for months, so I am not only just behind. I just don't have it. Like I don't have any part of that Phantom weapon started at all. Which is funny because I think I have previous versions of these weapons here. I think I have the Black Mage staff somewhere. I'm not sure if I have it on me at the moment, but oops.
That's not what I meant to do. Ignore that. You saw nothing.
What's the matter there, bud?
Sorry, I was off in my own little world. Shall we get started?
No, I didn't mean to skip it. No! I can't believe I just did that. Oh no, I pressed the wrong buttons. I don't know what happened. Oh. Crap.
Let's do the rounds then. We'll see what's what and chat to the people we can meet along the way. Pay special attention to anyone who looks overwhelmed or overly excited. Hopefully that will earn us a tidbit or two we didn't know before.
I'm hoping it wasn't a lot of information that I just missed out on. Can't believe I just did that. Oh.
Ah, the memories. I used to drink around here all the time. I made sure not to overdo it when I had to work the next day. Once we were past the busy season, when the ladies weren't amenable to my company, you'd have to scrape me off the street outside in the morning. The worst I ever got was should have been the worst day of my life. If only I could remember it. I was still wearing a regulator back then. It was also the day I first met Shale, although I guarantee she's forgotten it completely.
Are you sure about that? She didn't seem like the type to forget much there, bud. Are the sentries and airwheelers safe to be around now? I just know it's going to happen again, and maybe next time I'll be the one who dies in a horrible accident. I need a neo-regulator. Coming endless is the only way. Even Queen's Fiend said so. Yeah, I'm sure she said that, but it doesn't make it true. What has me in such a fine mood, you ask? Well, I've just registered my new regulator. I was leery of becoming nothing but memories at first. Now that I've gone through with the registration, I've never felt more at ease. Also, once it was done, the regulator displayed the current numbers. Of the 5,000 slots available, over 3,800 have already been filled. So if you're still hesitant, you've not much time to make your mind up. Mark my words, friend, there's only a few slots left. It's going to get very ugly. Yeah, sure. Let's see here. I actually don't know anything about the phantom weapon grinding at the moment. To be fair, I've been here since 2.0, so I don't know how it was back, how it is now, but I did the first. I have all of the Black Mage weapons for the runic weapons all the way from the beginning. I think I also have the summoner ones as well. So I know how it feels to be have to do a grind, but I just hope is it like the books that you had to do back in the first rounds? Because the books were the worst ones, where you had to keep like jumping back and forth between different dungeons. Or is it the Alexandrite grinding, where it's like a percent of a percentage drop? Because if that's the case, then they can forget it. I've already done that I did that already enough. If it's anything less than that, it's fine. I could probably do it just fine. Oh, no, this is the other one. No. No, this is the other quest. Where'd the other guy go? Why is it not showing up is the better question. There we go. Last part, yes, from the first relic weapon. Oh, well, they can forget it then. Not happening. I don't have the time for that anymore. I used to.
Want to hear my story? Well, I appreciate your offering a sympathetic ear. There's not much to tell. You must know, a good friend of mine died when those machines went crazy. His air wheeler dropped right out of the sky and he didn't survive the crash. Damn fool wasn't wearing a regulator. No, that's not so strange these days, but he'd never bothered with one. He was at peace with the idea of dying someday, and I thought I understood what that meant, until it happened.
Aera, a word. I feel like there was a new factor in these stories we've heard. Once we hadn't considered during our discussion with everyone in the back room.
That a victim of violence wasn't wearing a regulator?
Yes, that's it. The vast majority of residents have always worn regulators, so it's not a detail we normally think about. The supply of souls cut off, though. More and more people have been going without them. We need to look into the casualties from the recent attacks and check whether or not they were equipped with regulators. Let's ask around on the street over to the east. It was pretty chaotic at the time, but maybe we'll find eyewitnesses who can help us confirm if this was a pattern or not.
Okay, can do. Hold on, that side. Gotta run. Sprint! Sprint! Oh, a new square. Let's see what this one does. Circle gets a square. Discuss the hover cargo.
It was once my job to deliver goods by hover cargo. That's why I know a fair number of names and faces throughout the city. The little ones who'd jump for joy when I brought them packages, the old lady who'd always greet me with a smile. I'd hate for anything bad to happen to them.
I hate to say this, bud, but we all die someday. No matter if you have a regulator or not. Death comes for us all. Unarmed sentry. Hello, how are you today? Please let me know if I may be of service. Please give me the information for the last times of violence. Citywide casualty data unavailable. Government officials are currently processing reports from all affected zones.
Can you narrow it down to the recreation zone then? Must have some estimates on hand.
Recalibrating parameters. Injured 87 individuals. Casualties 19 individuals. Casualties equipped with regulators 0. I mean, somebody's killing them on purpose to make it feel more threatening and building up scarcity on top of that. You wish to know if the people who died in the machine rampage were wearing regulators? I'm sorry, but I was assigned to clear away debris. I didn't see any of the deceased. No bodies were present by the time I arrived, so I assumed the ushers had already done their work. I do remember there being patches of white dust scattered about that were quite a chore to clean up, but nothing else worthy of mention.
Aera, I think it's time we rejoined Kryl and XIV. I was half joking with my boast to Shale, but we may have stumbled upon something major here. We should share our findings and keep pursuing this avenue of inquiry. Didn't Kryl say to meet them in the plaza outside of the True View? Let's get going.
Fair enough. I guess they did. Actually, I don't even know what are the new Phantom Black Mage weapons look like? Oh, I don't even like the design. Ugh. Nah. So, essentially, you're saying that the people who were killed by the malfunctioning machines weren't wearing regulators?
Well, the numbers are still tentative, and they only apply to that one zone. We don't know how they'll stack up against the overall data, but this is definitely more than a coincidence. I think it's safe to say that anyone who had removed their regulators was a priority target.
Now that you mention it, the person I was treating for injuries wasn't wearing one either. But why? Why are they being targeted over everyone else?
That's easy.
Based solely on the lack of neo-regulator, cannot judge if a person has no desire to become endless or if they simply fail to acquire one from the limited devices. Those who wear no regulators at all, they have clearly rejected the old system of using souls to revive themselves. Put another way, they have chosen to live their lives in the knowledge that death is an inevitability. Chance that such resolute people would wish to become endless are far lower, I would imagine. And so Calyx has chosen those least likely to accept his vision as victims to stoke fear and panic.
There was no need to kill anyone. The way things were, the people were already fearful enough. He could have found 5,000 willing citizens without all this madness.
That's not the point. He's not trying to just get them a few, he's trying to get them all.
You make a good point. Perhaps his sowing of terror is in service to another scheme, or he had some other need for the lives he's taken. What of the dust found at various sites?
Right, the sanitation worker's story. She saw no bodies, but mentioned piles of white dust.
Dust, but no bodies. Now, where have I heard that before? Do you recall when we went to save Erenville from the sentries in the outskirts? That usher Malachi told us much the same thing.
When I arrived, I found no body, only a pile of dust which the wind quickly scattered. Confused, I questioned the residents, but no one knew what had become of it.
Both stories speak of missing remains as suspicious enough, but the shared mention of this dust is too much to ignore. In that case, we should confirm if this substance was present at other sites, and attempt to ascertain its nature. Following this thread may lead us not only to an explanation for the missing bodies, but also the intent behind Calyx's murderous actions.
Hello? Aera, we need your help. We've lost control over the soldiers in the residential area. They might be trying to hurt people again. Oblivion members are on their way now, but are you close enough to join them?
Yes, I'm quite close.
What? Yes. Oh. Damn it. Our new investigation will have to wait. Let's go.
Oh. Alright now. Now we see the violence inherent in the system.
Stay back! Stay away from me! Leave him alone.
Are you all right?
What happened here?
Sentry walked into my apartment,
Even though I'd locked the door and everything, I managed to run. But the man who tried to save me...
Got killed. Poor guy.
No weapons, which is to be expected, considering all the sentries were meant to be disarmed. Yet it was ordered to attack all the same, even if that meant using its bare hands.
I'll leave matters here to you. I'm going to do a sweep of the surrounding area.
Poor guy.
Do you know anyone else in this sector who no longer wears a regulator?
Oh, I don't think I've seen Isadora and her boy with theirs recently.
Oh no.
Go to them, quickly!
Make me mess you up. I'll do it. Don't think I won't.
I'll be fine. But Isadora's in bad shape.
No. Oh no.
Isadora!
I just saved the boy and now the mom dies. I see how it is. I see how it is, game. Oh, maybe she's not dead.
Oh, thank goodness.
Ah,
She
good.
wasn't struck anywhere vital.
You almost had me going there, Final Fantasy.
I'm sorry. If only I'd gotten here sooner.
That you got here at all is good enough.
Everything will be all right. I promise to make your mother better.
See, I told you that hood wasn't good enough.
You, miss.
Was it like a Cure 4? Oh, the irony. Okay, just picked up the Code of the Lamb and power up. Yay! Congrats, clan.
No, not forever. She'll wake soon. I'm sure of it.
That's good to hear. Thank you for saving her.
That's the end. And see.
Forgive me, I was reckless. Shouldn't have had to waste time tending my wounds as well. Did you see our other comrades back there? He stayed behind in the lobby, but I heard sounds of fighting. I'm sorry. He must have fallen protecting the residents.
Womp. Let's see. Skill speed, vitality, direct hit, spell speed. There we go. Read me alpaca pasta. Wayakwe is fearful of her comrade.
Our comrade, do you think he may have been struck down? He is wounded or worse. I should go to him. Wait, please. It isn't safe and you still need rest. Would you stay with Milos and watch over Isadora? We will tend to your friend. Thank you. Please be careful yourself. Always. I'm always careful. That's my secret.
No, that's a lie. I'm definitely not careful at all. Ever. Why it's on that one instead of the silver one, but there we go.
Isidora's gonna be alright then. I'm so glad. I've just finished my ministrations here. Our Oblivion comrade was beyond saving, I'm afraid.
Unfortunate.
A brave soul gave his life to save another. He died protecting me. I don't understand why any of this is happening. That sentry was behaving normally like any other. Then all of a sudden it tried to kill me. Weapons or no, Alex commanded them to commit murder. Is it over? We came as soon as Wayakwe sent word. Oh no.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. By the time we arrived, it was already too late.
And Geode could be in trouble too. Once we have this radius locked down, we need to find him.
Why? Has something happened?
Yes. Possibly. We're not sure what, but he stopped responding to our communications.
We need to prioritize securing this residential sector, though, at least until we regain control over the sentries. Then we search for Geode. I agree. Since most Oblivion members have sworn off regulators, if our theory holds true, then they could be prime targets for the next attack. Indeed. Please do what you can to shepherd the residents to safety, but avoid the sentries at all cost.
Oh, thanks. Here, take these communicators.
Hi, Reaper. Welcome in, hon. I'm playing me some Final Fantasy XIV.
We've made modifications to them to prevent Calyx from intercepting the signal, and I've been using them to coordinate movements with allies in the vicinity. Yakwe has one too, so I'll ask her to keep hailing Geode.
Stay good luck and stay safe. Geode said he would be sweeping the surrounding area, so he shouldn't have ventured too far. Let's get going.
Sure.
You see no signs of Geode. Perhaps you should search further to the east. East, you say? You see no sign of Geode. Ryakwe's voice crackles forth from the communicator. Geode! Geode, answer me! There is no response. Perhaps you should continue your search further to the east.
Gazing, gazing, gazing.
You see no sign of Geode. The neighboring residential radius would be the next logical place to look.
Twouldn't it?
this is the only place left. Let them be safe.
Geode, are you there? Answer me, please!
I'm here. Sorry for the long silence. I've been busy.
Oh, you're alive! Thank the gods! Where are you now?
The radius next door. The lobby is secure. I'll scout the second floor. Then I'll join it.
Oh. Disintegration. Dust.
Dust? What are you talking about? What's happening?
They're not just collecting souls. They're draining the bodies of corporeal ether. The dust that we saw was all that was left of the victims. They must have modified the soul cells. Shit.
Bang, bang. Out of bullets. Damn, it's like I should have been counting how many bullets I have available. Right. Oh no, he's got it locked. Gun lock. That sucks. Made it to 7. Congrats on the streak, Reaper. Good job.
You can't be here. You need to run now.
Got him. Fooled you. Yep. You're dead.
Take care of the others, eh?
Wop, wop, wop. Where's the grenade? It's gotta have like a grenade or a bomb or something, right?
No sign of him so far. This way, maybe?
I'm gonna see that white powder, yo. Geodude. He's dust now, I'm afraid.
A shame. I had hoped to leave here with at least one more cell's worth of ether. But seeing how eager you are to interfere, I shall cut this foray short.
Calyx. What could you possibly stand to gain from these atrocities?
ether sufficient to generate 5,000 endless. How would you acquire it?
How would I?
Until I have the key, the reflections are closed to me. Thus do I make do with the sources at hand. 7% of Alexandria's current population will yield the energy to convert 5,000 into endless. With 11%, operations could continue unabated for 800 years. Our bodies are fated to decay sooner or later. These ones refuse the gift of eternal life, so what difference does it make if I return them to ether now?
I don't like this guy at all.
Hey, good. I'm back. What's weird? For some reason, Lester streamed and it wouldn't let me back in. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope I didn't drop off the Twitch channel.
I will not waste time and resources on meaningless conflict. This unit cannot offer you worthwhile resistance. Instead, I pose a question. Would you hand over the key if I promise to halt my harvest?
You would only seek other victims.
It was foolish of me to even ask. I return to my work then. There is much to do if I must take the key by force.
Poor Geodude. Now he's stuck in a Pokeball. Pile of dust. These ashes. And the soul cell he left behind. Oh, has his twisted way of returning Geo to us?
Actually, Pokeballs were a thing. It would make travel a lot easier, right? Just to make a series of tubes.
Damn you, Calyx. Damn you and your careless cruelty. He was our friend. Even so, some might say every death was justified if it meant 5,000 Endless could continue their immortal lives. And if a reflection's stolen aether allowed for many more Endless, why, that would be a noble sacrifice for the greater good. Who could think that? Not I.
Just saying.
Certainly not I. We know only too well there is naught noble in this sacrifice. We have to stop him. We have to find Calyx and put an end to this madness as soon as possible. And under no circumstances can we let the key fall into his possession, Aera. It falls to us. We will thwart his plans here in Alexandria before he can terrorize innocents and reflections elsewhere.
You bet. I'm gonna kick his ass.
I'm gonna kick your ass.
Real. Though gripped by sadness, Fiend spurs herself to action. We return to the back room. Shale and the others need to know what happened. Yes, and I'll ask Waynequay to meet us there as well. Wow.
Here's his body, or what's left of him, I guess. And it's in this it's this poke pylon. Poke stick. It's a poke stick.
Our dear Geode. The soldiers. If only I'd been able to control them.
This isn't your fault, Gololja. The blame lies with Calix, and with him alone. It's all so senseless. Why force his plans upon us when we're already happy, living our lives? What does he even think life is?
An experiment.
I'll never forgive Calix for doing this. Or myself for being powerless to stop him. Wait, where are you going? To clear my head. Don't worry.
I'm gonna kill chaos. Or something.
Stay here and get some rest. I'll make sure nostalgia stays out of trouble.
Thank you.
Things would have been far worse if you and Geode hadn't rushed in there. Many people are still alive because of you. And after adding what you discovered to the leads we've dug up, I'm hopeful we can determine where Calix is hiding. But not right now.
Oh.
We need time before we can move on. Just a little time.
Oh, Geode.
You take your time. I got this.
Another comrade gone. Some days it's almost more than I can bear. Shield was an older brother to Nostalgia and me. Shale knew him longer, though, and is surely taking it the hardest. And that's on top of what happened with Kahushia. Do you think you could check on her? See how she's doing? She likes to put on a brave face if it's me or my sister. Apologies, my mind was elsewhere. We need to press on with the hunt for Calix, but I can't seem to focus. I should be better than this, I know. As you said, you need time to work through it. You're right. I ought to heed my own words. As it stands, I'm of no use to anyone. Usha used to say that the best thing to do with grief was to let it all out. So, I think I'll take myself over to Earth and Sky and say my goodbyes to Geode. Why don't you come along? I could use someone to blubber to if you have a shoulder to spare. Of course. Right then, let's get out of Everkeep for a bit. It's a fair trek on foot, so I've arranged for a couple of air wheelers. They've had their communication modules removed, so even Calyx shouldn't be able to seize control of them. Say the word and we'll be off.
Word.
Ready? We'll be flying close to the pylon, so follow my lead. Those air wheelers are Gnault's babies. You won't find smoother ride in all of Everkeep. Whee. For years now, I've been taking one out for a turn whenever I need to lighten my mood. Sometimes Geode would come along too, and we'd end up racing. Does that surprise you? Our friendship always had a competitive edge. We would often talk about how one day we might fly our wheelers outside the dome. Almost there. Be sure the ground is clear before you touch down. That helped clear my head a touch. You know, Aera, you might be the first person I've ridden with who wasn't an Oblivion recruit. As far as I can remember, at least. The memories from my Regulators days aren't exactly reliable. Come on, let's head inside. Hopefully the way will be clear of pests today.
Or will it?
Oh no. Oh no. Piece of cake.
Thanks. We can usually avoid such encounters, but sometimes they wander in and block the only path. Not that it slowed you down at all. Never seen you fight up close before, and the surveillance feed clearly didn't do it justice. Hopefully that keeps the route clear for a while, shall we?
Was it?
Nah. Misreading things.
Whenever we lost a comrade, the three of us would come back here to reminisce. Me, Geode, and Kafkiwa.
I mispronounced that altogether.
Will you raise a glass?
the two of you doing here?
I had a feeling you'd show up. Would you like to join us?
I suppose I could spare a moment.
La 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 la. Giving grief happens in so many different ways.
Founders disappeared some decades ago under mysterious circumstances, and it was Kafkiwa who revived our organization. You and Geode helped her with that, didn't you? Tell us more about it. You're keen to know too, right? What they were like back then, the mad things they got up to, that sort of thing.
No, not at all. Do not care. No, I'm just kidding.
Those were the days. It was actually right before the Reformation that I met Geode. I still wore a regulator then. I'd recently lost someone close to me.
Oh yeah, I forgot I had a toggle for that.
And also quit a long stint as an adapter to work at a bar of all places. It paid me to sit with patrons and keep them company. So Geode came in one night. It wasn't long before we got into an argument. First time customer, but tempers flared. And then one of us threw a punch.
You got into a fist fight? What were you even arguing about?
Damned if I know. We were deep in our cups. I think we were both just frustrated and angry at everything. By the end of it, we were both sprawled out in the street. Pair of drunken fools. Then this odd machine stopped to lecture us, scolding us for obstructing the foot traffic and not taking better care of ourselves.
I can't imagine you ever being in such a sorry state. The odd machine. That was Kafkiwa, I take it.
That it was. Once she was done upbraiding us for our unseemly behavior, she launched into a recruitment pitch.
Of course she did.
Kafkiwa explained that she wanted to protect the outside world from Zoralja's invasion, to keep him from bringing ruin to the place her beloved son lived. And if we were so intent on self-destruction, then perhaps we might consider risking our hides for a just cause. It was a lot to take in. I hadn't
Better than beating the crap out of each other, though.
beyond the barrier, and learning that Kafkiwa herself was already dead was enough to make my head spin. But Geode and I were intrigued by her ideas and wanted to see this future of hers come to pass.
Geode often spoke of it. He told me that meeting Kafkiwa was what first taught him the value of remembering people.
Like he was sharing a holy revelation.
Oh, but back then you hadn't yet taken on Oblivion's name, had you?
Is that so? I just assumed. It hadn't been Kafkiwa's intention to carry on Oblivion's legacy, nor adopt the cause your parents championed. Not initially, at least. She wasn't even aware such an organized resistance existed. She did, however, suspect the presence of other dissidents, those who objected to resurrecting the memories of the dead in defiance of the natural order. In the hopes of identifying like-minded comrades, we began searching the core system for traces of unauthorized access. And that's how we found it. An anomalous sector in the back of the Neon Stein. According to Melancholy, the door to that mystery had remained firmly shut since she took over the business.
The back room.
The back room. We forced our way in, only to discover that the hideout had long been abandoned. Although the occupants were gone, the equipment they'd left behind contained records of a group calling itself Oblivion. After reading through their exploits and their vision for the future, we made the decision to carry on their work.
Thus were my parents' and Kafkiwa's hopes bound together and carried onward by Shale and Geode.
We could never have made it this far on our own, of course. Not without the strength of arms you and your friends provided.
Oh, stop. It's fine. I'm here to help. It's what I do. Stop. I'm the warrior of light, after all. Apparently, it's my thing.
Losing comrades is a hard thing, but being here, thinking back on the moments we shared, I can see their smiles, hear their laughter. I feel their presence, and I know they're still with us. But these memories of mine are for me alone. Reminders of why I chose to do this, and why I'll stay the course. Right. Time we got back to work. Thank you, everyone.
Get to work.
No, it's me who should be thanking you. Though the pain is still deep, I don't feel like I'm drowning in it anymore. Let's get out there and put a stop to Calyx. For you, for me, and for everyone who's ever believed in Oblivion.
Yeah. What she said.
I appreciate you helping me through this. I know not only the grief, you've helped me see my comrades mean even more to me than I realized, which only fuels my determination. I'll be spending in my every waking moment working to bring Calyx to account for his crimes. I'll do my part, then you do yours. Oblivion needs you.
Yeah, I know. Oblivion has been added to the unending codex. Shale steals her heart for the work ahead.
It's time I went back to locating Calyx's lair. I have a new strategy in mind, but it remains to be seen if it will aid in narrowing down the possibilities. I'll ask Cryo for help. I want to re-examine the data, starting with that of her parents. After all, if they were the ones who they were the first to break away from preservation and establish an organized resistance with Oblivion, there must be something in there that can point us in the right direction. What are your plans, Aera?
Whatever's happening on my earphone right now.
Aera, is that you? Apologies for calling so suddenly. I've been making the rounds in the outskirts, and I cannot help but feel as though something is amiss. Might I ask you to join me? Perspective would be most appreciated. And wait until you finish attending to Shale, of course.
And we're having way too many issues staying connected, so I'm going to go and reboot and see if it improves. Does I'll be back. If not, great stream. I'll catch you next time, clan. I hope you're able to come back, but if you can't, I appreciate you coming.
Seems your plans have been decided for you. Go on, have others to speak with before I return to the back room.
Cool. You got it. Whatever you say.
It ain't the same without Geode. Turn that back on. See, can I just turn it off altogether? Yeah, just hide it. There we go. Less space taken up by weird menus. Okay, let's see. There. Outskirts. Skirts.
Whoosh. Me too.
Aera, thank you for coming. As I mentioned, I would benefit from your worldly experience. Perhaps it is my imagination, but the townspeople appear to be acting oddly. That is, even considering the current state of affairs. As I am yet unfamiliar with the outskirts, I thought you might be better equipped to judge if their behavior is unusual or not. Would you speak with them and see what you think? Though I hope to be proven wrong, I fear something is not right here.
Sure. I'd be happy to speak to random people who I barely know.
Ma'am, are you okay?
Oh, please tell me you brought some more neo-regulators. Officially, they've all been handed out already, but I've heard rumors there was a few left over. Surely the government still has some? Or Queen's Feet? I may not look it, but I was a hunter once. Back then, I hardly gave death a second thought. But now that I know the truth, it's all I can think about. There has to be a way to hold on. There has to be a way to hold on. Has to be. Whoosh.
You're not wearing a regulator? Don't you know the end is coming? Well, it's your life to lose. Me? I got myself one of those neo-regulators and registered a while ago. As soon as I did, a display appeared showing the number of registered users. Right now, it's sitting at 4,188. Upper limit was 5,000, wasn't it? Seems the total shot up right after those machines malfunctions. Only a matter of time before everyone's registered. Maybe those who weren't chosen, but I'm going to be an endless. I'm going to evolve and live happily ever.
Evolve. Evolution. See. Evolve. Evolving. Interesting. It's stupid. I sell P.O.Pain and P.O.Pain accessories. Pepperwing.
Greetings.
Remember when you visited Queen's Fiend? Come to check on our well-being, have you? Well, I can say things are rather stressful out here as well. Without knowing if or when our machinery might turn murderous, the specter of death is ever present. People are terrified and the clamor for new regulators has reached a fever pitch. I personally was fortunate to have claimed a new device early on and have long since completed the registration. Death has no hold over me now. Now I must begin my prayers. The darkness draws closer, grows deeper, and we must cast it out. Oh, great. Hello, darkness, my old friend. The warrior of light has come again. Okay, here we go.
So, what do you think? Was I right to worry?
Fear is palpable.
Yes, that's exactly it. The people are overwhelmed by uncertainty and fear, and with each new registration, that fear inside them grows more insistent. How long until it drives them into full-blown panic?
Hold on, I got another phone call. I gotta take this.
Aera, can you come to resolution? We have a problem. I'm already here with Lamati and Alphanod.
If you'll excuse me for a moment, I'll have to be right back.
Of course. It sounds like she wants us there in a hurry. We should go.
Running. That shouldn't be on, or even in existence.
What's happened?
understand. Sorry to drag you out here, but I thought it best you see for yourself.
Death is your constant companion. Though you toil with diligence, death may come ere your reward is bestowed. Though your grand works be poised for completion, death may come ere you wake the following morn. Though you enjoy a life of peace and good fortune, death needs but one instant to claim you. Your bodies are weak. Your heart, your brain, every fragile organ rolls the dice from moment to moment. Sheer chance deciding if they function or fail.
And that's dark.
Be you stoic or generous or righteous, no virtues tip the scales in that fatal reckoning. The choice is made without reason. The end is cloaked in terror. That is what it means to die.
The announcement began after we finished our meeting with Gossen. As for its source, well...
Alex.
There is no shame in being afraid. It is that very fear which will drive you to conquer death. Let us set a new course for mankind. Let us preserve our existence unto perpetuity. Hope for it, wish for it, pray for it. We will become endless. With evolution's brilliance, will we banish the ever-present
Present more darkness of mortality.
Change isn't easy. No one ever wanted to take the first step. But this is the right path for us. What other way could there be? I'm gonna do it. I'm going to register.
You couldn't have come at a better time. Please, you have to let us move to Tuliolal.
It's too dangerous to stay here. Who knows when the next century will turn on us?
Right?
Even if we wanted to become endless, there are no more neo-regulators to be had. Fleeing is our only option.
If the solution was as simple as leaving, then we'd all have left already. Did you not hear the announcement? For the living, death is a foregone conclusion. No matter where we go, or who we shelter with, we won't get another chance like this to overcome our fate.
Easy for you to say when you have that regulator.
The Landsguard are on their way as we speak, and arrangements have been made to see that you all will be safely evacuated. Tulichola will aid you in whatever way we can. So please, remain calm.
I want to help Alexandria. I want to save its people. But what can I do? I am not their queen.
To be their president. Residence fiend. I got nothing. First those deadly malfunctions, and now a citywide announcement. He has spent considerable effort recruiting his 5,000 Endless, perhaps more than necessary even. We had hopefuls who descended into descended on Lamity dispersed for now. We could see tempers in the crowd were starting to fray. This latest wave of attacks may not have been as widespread, but people are reaching their breaking point. We have to stop Calyx, and soon.
My apologies. The sign is not responding to any of our attempts to change the display or switch it off.
I'm sorry I couldn't have been here in time. Ryle told me everything that happened while we were away.
Yep.
Alex has access to the core system, which means that if he chose to do so, he could deploy the soldiers beyond the barrier. Even if our people learn to live with death and decide to leave the dome behind, they will not be beyond his reach. And if it serves to allay their fears even a little, I beg you, Wuklamat, please let them shelter in Tuliolal. We welcome any and all who want to come. We already begun evacuations, and we'll be able to pick up the pace once the Landsguard arrives. In which case, we need to spread out and keep an eye on the crowds. The mood is tense. We must prepare for possible violence. If you happen to determine where Calyx is hiding, though, we'll be ready for a move at a moment's notice. Surely we'll find a clue of some kind soon. Can't elude us forever.
Or can he?
Violence and fear. This is not the future she envisioned for her nation.
No, it is not. Wuklamat assesses her surroundings with grim determination. He restores her HP and MP. Hold on.
Tuliolal will gladly welcome every last Alexandrian with open arms. But what of the nation the late queen was so desperate to preserve? What of that bright haven of peace and laughter? Wuklamat. I won't stand here and let her legacy be sullied any further. I will protect Alexandria. That was the promise I made her at the last. She betrayed you, did she not? Why do you feel this obligation? I saw myself in her, I suppose. We both felt the people's joy as our own, yet alone, we lacked the strength to protect them. There's so much that I loved in this world, too much for me to take in my arms and keep safe. And that made me afraid. I needed someone to share that love and fear, so together we could do what we couldn't by ourselves. Or maybe it's simpler than that. Maybe I just wish that we could have been friends. So when she turned to me in her final hour, desperate to safeguard Alexandria's future, I swore that I would see it done. In the end, I think you both found the friend you needed. I would be yours as well, Sphene. Whenever you fall or struggle to rise, I'll come running to the rescue, and you do the same for me. That's how we'll protect the things we love. That's how we'll protect Alexandria. You're right. You're right.
And don't forget about me. Hello, I'm over here. Hi.
How could we? We'd not be here. We'd not be where we are now without you. Right. We got a bit of sidetracked there. We should probably be on our way. Do we patrol or see if Shale needs a hand? There you are. Lulja. Ah, splendid. We were afraid we missed you. Alize and the others said you were here. Good news, Aera. We finally found a chink in Calyx's armor. We discovered laboratories on Everkeep's 10th level that once housed a preservation initiative. Contamination Complex 10-29, it's called, and it's been falsely registered as a distribution center. In reality, it hasn't recorded any traffic in decades. We don't think this is where Calyx is hiding as such, but we may well contain clues that will point us in the right direction. I'm sorry it took us so long to get this far. If you're interested, what do you say we all go and check it out together? Thank you for all your hard work. This is a huge step forward.
Pardon me. Huge step forward.
And up! We need to take the lift to get to the complex. I've cleared this expedition with the relevant authorities and have one of our people waiting to operate said lift. Let's not keep her waiting.
It's time for a dungeon! Yep, time for a dungeon. Well, this will be fun. Get some new experiences under my belt. Hop, 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 hop.
Ready to head on up? Next stop, the 10th level.
Whee! Oh, maybe it's not a dungeon. I thought it was. Fooled me. What is this?
So this is one of Preservation's laboratories.
It's so dark I can barely see.
Spotlight lights on a console. That thing can probably turn on the rest of the lights. Probably, maybe, sort of.
Just a moment. If I can reroute the power to the circuit.
Oh.
You got the lights.
I'm blind! I'm blind!
Smell how stale the air is. This room hasn't been in use for many years.
It was thanks to Kryl and Galulja that we managed to locate this place.
You may remember that my earring contained the control code for the gate to the Golden City. As it was Preservation that constructed the portal, we reasoned that the code to operate it might include a signature of some sort, unique to their organization.
So I took a closer look, and a line-by-line examination yielded a string of symbols identifying the code's author. We then began accessing the nodes for every door in Everkeep, seeking out control codes which contained those same symbols. After a grueling search, we finally discovered our prize behind door number 1860, the entrance to the facility in which we now stand. I'd probably still be at it if Galulja hadn't been around to assist me.
I took breaks, but Shale never stopped working. Not even once.
You're a treasure, Shale.
I can contribute precious little else, I'm afraid, but I appreciate your kind words. In any case, this next part will require your helping hands.
We need to spread out and search for something that may lead us to Calyx. We're more than happy to help, of course, but I wonder, won't he realize we've found this place?
It's highly likely, and personally I hope he does.
You all know our main objective. We're here to pick up Calyx's trail. And I've learned of a certain device that should help us do just that. I'll explain how as we proceed, but according to the information I was able to dredge up, the device's question should have been installed in the director's office. Now, as for where that might be, yes, this map matches my data. This room is in the Researchers' Commons, located in the western side of the complex. The Director's office is to the northeast of here. So we should cut across the center circular chamber in the middle, yes? Yes, we should, but unfortunately for us, the interior door is locked. We'll need a security key with the appropriate clearance to open it. Judging by the mechanism, it's probably a card of some kind. Can't you, work some electro magic? I'll try my best, but this type of lock is well before my time. It may take a while to crack it. And in case I can't, you might want to look around and see if anyone left a security card behind. Considering the state of this place, it does seem likely they abandoned it in some haste. I shouldn't be surprised if we found one. Very well. Let's get to searching, shall we?
Indeed. It's looking time.
I expect you'll have the most luck looking where the researchers kept their personal belongings.
Begin searching Containment Complex 10-29. Close cooperation will be necessary to overcome the obstacle barring your path forward. Helpful hints will appear in a different color. Pay close attention to the information provided by your comrades should you find yourself unable to proceed. Let's see. Start with a half-open desk drawers. This appears to be the only desk with the drawers already open. You can tell at a glance that the desk's former owner had left some things behind. Rifle through the half-open desk? Yes. Discover a card-shaped object. The electro surface is marked with the bold level 1.
Oh, could that be what we're looking for? Try it on the door and see if it opens.
Tell me I did not get it on the first try. There's no way. I just started. Scanning device. A card-shaped object you hold looks to be of similar size to the scanner panel. You hold the card-shaped object up to the scanner. Really? First guess? Are you kidding me? I mean, okay. Hooray for being smart, I guess.
It's open! You did it, Aera! And a good thing, too. I was getting nowhere with that outdated circuit. Curious, though, why would they abandon a facility like this? It was run by a Director Demetrius, or so that terminal there told me. Perhaps there are more answers to be had once we venture further inside. Let's continue onwards. The door to the Director's office is across the central hub.
Can't believe I got that in the first guess. I'm getting dialogue from the rest of the characters. Oh well. It's fine, I suppose. Here, let me talk to them first.
Another locked door. We could try the same card again, but going by the room labels on the map, we haven't entered any of the actual labs yet. A single soul here besides us. Looks like every room can be accessed from this hub.
Can't be that easy. You hold the level 1 security card up. The scanner beeps in disapproval.
No good. Maybe we need a different card? Yes, the scanner is demanding a level 3 security clearance to open the lock. As much as the delay chafes me, we'll have to comb through the nearby rooms and hope we stumble upon the card we need. Let's start our search in the Proto Lab. The door is already open, at least. We'll find a way through together, Shale. I'm sure of it. These notes seem to be the research they did in here. Let's take a look. Experiment 148. Submitting inference candidate 201930 to be considered for efficiency procedure review. Aha.
158, maximum value of 11509 recorded. Greater study to be included in the report. Alright then. Oh, and one more. Experiment 163, new proposal produced a result of 9834. Increased value verified. Well, I have no idea what that means. Maybe it'll make sense later on. I am not going to even pretend. This machine feeds into a soul cell. I'm reminded of my imprisonment by the Empire. Surely this device wasn't made to hold people? Soylent Green is people. Please excuse my impatience. The means to track down Calyx are close, and I'm itching to get my hands on them. And on Calyx's throat so that I can choke him out. I mean, the way this room is set up. The canisters inserted in the large device look to be a soul cell. Would this be where they conducted their experiments to create Endless? Ah, we could probably spend days investigating this complex. Finding a way into the director's office must take precedence. Speaking of which, Galultal mentioned a locker over in the corner that he couldn't open. Perhaps you could take a look? It appears to be a researcher's personal data tablet. Skim through the entries? Sure. Today, I began my employment at... no, hold on. Let's do a real nerd.
Today, I began my employment at Preservation. The organization was unfamiliar to me, but when the recruitment letter arrived, I had a gut feeling that this would be far more fulfilling than any unorthodox medical practice. My instincts were correct. Master Calyx's philosophy on the refined ideal of notions only ever vaguely entertained, that mankind must evolve beyond the shackles of its flesh and blood existence. I had a meeting with Director Demetrius today. I've heard others praise his genius intellect, yet he seems to be a guttering candle in comparison to Master Calyx's blinding brilliance. And generally entry number 9. This morning I was permitted to access the top floor and observe the workings of living memory. As predicted, the shortage of Aether required to sustain the Endless is reaching critical levels, yet Queen Sphene insists on continuing her ineffectual flailing. Entry number 14. Milala colleagues, including the Proto-Lab Chief, have been behaving in a decidedly suspicious manner of late. Should I report my concerns to the Director? Colonel Atrine. For tomorrow, I've been assigned to assist with research projects in the Deutero Lab. We're scheduled to conduct a major experiment, in details of which I have been kept ignorant. It would seem prudent to back up my memory data. I've reached the end of the journal entries. That guy's dead. Door locker shut tight. The numbers had suggested putting a correct combination will open it. You have gleaned some numerical data from your investigation. Attempt to enter the combination? Check. Rule job first.
Dug through this data tablet and found a journal. I'll read it to you. Results of experiment 158 show a marked improvement in Aether extraction rates. At last we have achieved the target value set by Master Calyx. Though I will become endless as per our ascendancy protocols, I will preserve this historic number, along with my few remaining worldly effects. Preserve the number.
What number experiment was that? 158? Okay. Pretty sure 158 was mentioned by Woklamat, so let's do a double check here. 148, 158, 11509. Let's try 11509. I'll try that first. One, 5, 0, 9. Ah, it worked. Nice. The locker pops open. Inside, you discover a level 2 security guard. Yoink!
Aera, you got the locked door open. And you found another security card. Oh, that does say level 2. We need level 3, didn't we? Yes, but it should still open more doors for us to explore. You did well, Aera.
Aw, thanks.
These preservation members led such surprisingly normal lives. Leaving notes, losing their cards, I guess I imagine they'd be more, what's the word? Bloodless? Mechanical? My parents were once part of preservation, if you'll recall. It would seem the researchers who agreed with Calyx and his philosophy underwent the conversion to endless entities. I assume those who could not or would not eventually left their organization altogether. Oh, I almost forgot. The researchers kept journals on their data tablets. One I read doesn't explain much, but something big happened in the complex. Afterward, it was decided that everyone would become endless. Ryder was really happy about this. You can tell how much they admired Calyx and his work. The entries ended after that, but maybe you can read more in the other tablet there. Right, let's move this investigation to another room. Well, we have the Deuter lab and the maintenance facility left to search. Both are accessible via the southeast corridor. So it's back to the hub and the locked door across the way. Which will hopefully yield before our new security card. I'll take the old one if you like. I doubt we'll have any more use for it. Sure, whatever. I don't need it. Scanning device. Wait silently for security card with the appropriate level of clearance. Yes, it opened! So, where should we go first? The Deuter lab or facilities? Let's start with the lab. Chael, there doesn't seem to be any power here. No, not at all. It's possible the energy supply for this room is on a separate conduit, which means there should be a contingency for opening the door. Look here, there's a sign above the card scanner. In case of emergency, backup power can be rerouted from facilities. The facilities room is down the other branch of this corridor. Let's see about getting the power restored to the Deuter lab, shall we? We're on an adventure! A big fun adventure. Oh no. Oh no, I don't like. Well, yeah, it doesn't seem all that difficult actually. Probably just needs to have them linked all together, right? It'll be alright. Engaging power supply. No good. It's returning an error. There must be a preliminary procedure. According to this error code reference, if the power supply has been interrupted for an extended period of time, then we need to reconfigure both the emergency generator and the circuit control panels. Shale, that's the emergency generator over there, isn't it? Yes, and by the looks of it, it's the same model as the one used in Heritage Found. But how does it send power to the other lab? Ah, I see. The energy cable attached to the base of this terminal leads down the hall directly to the Deutero lab. Which means we need to find a way to connect the generator to that cable. What about these patterns on the floor? Will this be the circuit we need to reconfigure? I believe you have the right of it. Using the control panel set into each of the tiles, we can create an unbroken path for the power to follow. What I wouldn't give for an instruction manual. Indeed, if you could look around for any written procedures, I'll keep digging through the terminal directories. Might I also ask someone to operate the generator? I can do it. I've used that type of machine before. And would you be willing to try and reconfigure the circuit path, Aera? The rest of us can help by supplying Aera with whatever information might be found on the circuitry configuration. Let's see here. Must arrange the 4 tile patterns in the correct positions. Access the control panel. That should be it.
Yeah, that should be it.
I've locked the power supply routes and adjusted the current optimal flow. Everything should be ready for when you reconfigure the circuit.
Pretty sure I'm good. Unless it has to go through all 4 of them? Hmm.
The generator doesn't seem to need any fancy settings. As long as it's running and the circuit is fixed, it should have a power supply ready to go.
Okay, so what am I missing here? Oh, maybe it does need to be. Okay. Let's do... like that, maybe? Yeah, that seems right. Ah. One each. Got you. Okay, fair. So let's do triangle on you. There we go. Got him. Getting all the circuits from your comrade's successful reconfiguration. Hooray! I'm just smart. Yes.
It worked! We did it, Aera.
Mm-hmm.
The Deutero lab should now be fully powered. Well done, everyone. I may, Shale. We can access a certain data log before moving on. I was checking the storage shelves and one of the labels caught my eye. Preservation, the early days is the title. Of course. It'll only take a moment to bring up the contents. Ah, it looks like a text-based account. I'll read it out. Preservation, an Alexandrian Institute for Technological Development, was founded by Calix, an 11-year-old child prodigy. Fruit for establishing the organization came through Alexandria's involvement in the Storm Surge, with Calix's design for new defensive solutions funded by in large part by the Treasury. As the conflict grew in intensity and the casualties mounted, Calix funneled preservation resources toward the perfection of memory storage. Research into this field continued even after the Storm Surge came to an end, with Calix eventually electing to preserve his own memories in a virtual domain. So this account is from before he embraced his endless existence, hundreds of years ago. I met him only once before the Storm Surge began. I was attending my father, who was the reigning king of Alexandria. Calix could not have been more than 10 years of age, and required constant treatment for his debilitating illness. Yet he still published theories so highly regarded that even the royal family was aware of his achievements. Life should not be lost on the injustice of death. Even now I can hear the single-minded will behind his words. So it was that when war came to our kingdom, my father was quick to commit his unwavering support to the somber youth and his proposals for preservation. Several years later, the ensuing violence brought the death of both my parents. Overwhelmed as I was by my sudden succession to the throne, I suspected they spared me the reports on endless research on their other less urgent matters. So you have no way of knowing what kind of person Calix was changing into. Did he change? I wonder. Perhaps he has ever been the type to value ideals over compassion, and I failed to see it at the time. Or perhaps he did change, but is still driven by those same deeply held beliefs, that morality is cruel and unjust, and his role is to deliver mankind from this fate. Whatever the case may be, we cannot allow him to shape our future. Let's press on, shall we?
Yeah, let's do that thing you said.
I've done my job correctly. The door to the Deutero lab should be accessible now. I'll give everything once over just to be sure. The energy current seems stable enough. Still, you should let me handle this one. Security card, if you please. Oh, and a quick prayer that a shorted wire doesn't burn me from the inside out.
It just gets vaporized by the door. Like she just click, gone, instantaneous. No pain, no scream, just immediate dissolution. Shale is examining the card scanner.
Right, I'll get this door open.
Boop the snoot.
Smooth as silk. Let's head inside and see what awaits.
Death. Death awaits you all with nasty big pointy teeth.
Gods above, isn't that?
Bum 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 bum.
The key to interdimensional fusion? It looks to be a schematic on the monitor. And they've used it to make another key. But isn't it missing the shard inside like the one Aera has? Ah, they may have been laboring under a misconception. The key was originally a Malala relic. Once this treasure came into its possession, Preservation began working to harness the power to cross dimensions. Aside from the crystal, we can see that all the vessel's components were constructed here. So what that might that tell us?
Crystal itself is the key.
That would be the logical conclusion, yes. It is as my parents explained. Key remained shrouded in mystery. Preservation augmented it with electro, but never grasped the technology's underlying principles. To this day, not a single person understands the mechanics of interdimensional fusion. Not who imbued the key with its power, not when they did so, nor why. Now it makes sense. Calyx contracted key because its vessel was made by Preservation. I believe there is much we may learn in this room. On our next visit, I'll have to enlist Ishtola's assistance for a thorough investigation. I too am curious about many great things, but pinning down Calyx's whereabouts is our priority. Hopefully there's a security card here that grants access to the director's office. The research conducted in this lab appears to have been highly confidential in nature. Some of the personnel must have belonged to the organization's upper echelons, and that means higher security clearance. We should spread out and look for any cards left behind. Remember, anything less than level 3 is no good to us.
It probably wouldn't be in a storage crate. Cabinet drawer, probably though. Find a security card in the cabinet drawer.
Oh, did you find a security card? Well, that's a stroke of luck. Let's have Shale examine it to be sure.
Hey, look at that. Am I smart or am I smart? I'm smart.
Well, well. If it isn't exactly what we needed. Nice work, Aera.
One guess each time. One guess each time. Crazy.
Oh, a level 3! That should get us into the director's office. So, was it you that were hoping to find it? What was it you were hoping to find in there again, Shale? You were saying that a certain device was going to help us? Right. I haven't properly explained myself, have I? I'm looking for a data relay. After we discovered this ostensibly abandoned complex, I performed a cursory investigation which detected a connection to an outside network. When I traced the data's routing, I confirmed traffic from a web of Everkeep's security cameras. Considering the way Calyx is always one step ahead of us, we must assume he's quietly seized control of the city's surveillance system and has been using it to monitor our activities. To monitor what you, as the keyholder, are planning.
Yeah, well, he can kiss my ass.
But since Calyx is the ultimate recipient of those transmissions, the flow of data is like a river that we can follow back to him. Which is why I need the data relay. If I can analyze the device and see where it's rerouting all this surveillance traffic, then you can pinpoint Calyx's position. That said, he has done nothing to impede our progress, which makes me think I might be on an entirely wrong track. Maybe the reason he isn't stopping is because he can't. Back in the old castle, Kalix said he was measuring Aera's strength. What can he possibly dream up that's stronger than her? Oh, speaking of cameras, was one other thing I meant to mention. I found evidence that someone deliberately disabled the surveillance feed in this room. The most recent recording was also crudely deleted. I was able to restore the data, though, if you'd like to see it.
Absolutely.
I'll start the show then.
I'm gonna push some buttons. Beep, 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 beep. Pushing buttons.
Are you really planning to leave?
Yes. The idea of eternal life. It's begun to frighten me. I struggle to renounce our conventional wisdom. Death is the means by which life prunes its branches, leaving the trunk to grow strong and tall. We die so that our species may flourish. What would become of mankind were we to halt that process? If unending stagnation is the fruit of our labor, then perhaps we strive for the wrong thing.
Your argument is a rejection of Master Kalix's vision.
I suppose it is. Perhaps such dread would not plague me, were I capable of sharing his perspective on the subject. But I cannot. He and I are too different, in too many ways. I lack his extraordinary genius. I had no illness threatening to cut my life short, no singularity of will to cut away all distractions and focus solely upon research. I have nothing but respect for his determination. The way he overcame his prognosis and seized the means to transcend death itself. But I'm not convinced that this obsession with living is the right path. That's why I've decided to leave preservation and put all my effort towards building a legacy for the next generation to come. Surely you...
Ooh.
Protocol, you understand. There can be no exceptions.
Damn. That was cold-blooded.
She only wanted to leave and he executed her. I checked the images against the personnel data, and the man who pulled the trigger was Director Demetrius himself. Everything I could find on him pointed to a deep infatuation with Master Kalix. The cameras in this room have been out of operation ever since that incident. Given that the recording was erased, I can only assume he was trying to conceal his grisly deed from the other researchers. I'm not surprised, given how my parents described their defection from the Institute. They spoke of rushing me through a portal even as Preservation's agents closed in on them. I dare not ask what became of them after that. If it turns out they were captured by their pursuers... Right. the Echo. Knowing you saw them as they were, your words give me great comfort. Oh, Kryl. Worry not, Sphene. Thanks to the Haven of Living Memory, I was at least able to meet my parents and learn what they stood for. It is enough for me to carry on. Even now, we don't know how the conflict unfolded between your parents and Preservation. But what we do know is that your mother and father cleverly expunged every last trace of their movements. They made sure no one could cross into the source or threaten their child's safety. Right. Shall we? Let's press on, shall we? This tale behind the key deserves a fitting conclusion. In the director's office!
I got a bad feeling about this.
Beep beep boop boop.
You hold the level 3 security card up to the scanner.
There we go. Let's head inside. Now to find that data relay, and don't be shy, everyone. Speak up if anything odd catches your eye. Aera, come with me. I might have need of that security card.
I mean, you can have it. I don't really need to hold on to it. I don't want. Never mind.
This is a report on reducing people to Aether and how much energy can be harnessed per individual. Oh, my apologies. I was thinking about the key. Something odd, something odd. This director Demetrius was very particular about how he decorated his office. We got incense and vases and some kind of gem display?
Appears to be a gem missing, though. And I guess probably topaz, perhaps?
Damn. This terminal isn't connected to any outside network, so it can't be the data relay I'm looking for. This office is also smaller than the map suggested. I'm positive we're in the right room, but what am I missing? Sorry, Aera, could you ask the others to search the office for any clues to this infuriating puzzle?
Side table. Wow.
Amongst the other personal effects you found was presumably the director's data tablet. Closed locker stands next to the table.
And the data tablet.
Pick up the data tablet and begin skimming through the contents. Shutdown protocols.
All personnel have undergone processing. Once the shutdown protocols have been completed, I will proceed with my own corporeal dissolution. As long as the key remains in the physical world, we must keep this complex in pristine condition. Whether it be needed for experiments or otherwise, it must be ready to support future operations in whatever capacity Master Calyx requires. To that end, facility equipment will be maintained in stasis mode. Furthermore, a critical component for secure room access will be stored separately to defend against unauthorized entry.
Checking daily reports.
Nothing of note. The mystery of the key's activation condition remains unsolved. The key triggered an explosion today. Temporary interdimensional portal verified. Continue attempts to stabilize the core's energy reactions. 13 researchers sustained fatal injuries in the explosion. Memory faculties of 4 personnel sufficiently intact for endless conversion. Remaining 9 designated for Aether reclamation processing. Nothing of note. Rejected resignations of 2 Malala researchers. Major incident. Details in full report. Those 2 inept Malala broke with preservation and absconded with the key. Though the fugitives have since been caught and eliminated, we were too late to recover the relic. The only reason we retained our flesh was to serve Master Calyx as physical instruments to conduct his experiments. Deprived of the object of our research, our existence serves no further purpose. I dare not imagine the depths of his disappointment in me. The complex is to be shut down. All personnel will have their bodies reduced to Aether, which will then be allocated for further experimentation. Memory data will be archived. Any endless conversions will be subject to Master Calyx's discretion. If he does not deem us fit, then we are not deserving of eternal life.
Interesting. I interact with the... That was it.
Soul cell storage case. Let's see what we got over here. Collection of soul cells may have once belonged to the director. They appear to be empty. Found a crumpled note wedged between the file binders. Secure room lift access. Requires password to be input simultaneously at terminals in the Proto Lab, the Deuter Lab, and the director's office. Perhaps this discovery will be of interest to Shale. And beverage station. Gonna get me a hot coffee. Having lain dormant for years, the now active coffee maker has already entered a self-cleaning cycle. It appears to have no other purpose beyond brewing coffee, though it remains to be seen when it will be able to do so once more. Sure. Have you found something? Thank you. A misplaced note, was it? With instructions for accessing a secure room, no less. Seems we need to enter a password on 3 different terminals at the same time. There was no such room marked on the map, was there? No, a precautionary measure, no doubt. And if passwords are involved, I expect the access lift itself is concealed too. Concealed? By electrope, you mean? Ah, could it be that wall? I thought it seemed odd when I walked past. Remember, Fikwas used to say, Shale, never trust an electrope surface. Electrope isn't always what it appears to be. Oh, of course! Electrope is how you alter the look of all Solution 9's floors and walls, isn't it? In which case, it shouldn't be hard to disable. Another door! I've managed to deactivate the projection, but the lock is another story. Didn't that note lay out the password protocol? I say we go ahead and try it. I agree. 2 people should prepare the lab terminals for input while the rest of us look for passwords here in the office. I'll take the Proto Lab. And I'll take the Deutero Lab. Actually, it might be better if you stayed, Sphene. Your knowledge of Exandria and its people could be needed here. Yes, you're right. If the passwords are hiding behind clues, that may be something I can help with. I can help too. I lived my whole life in Alexandria after all. I will take the Deutero Lab then. We can keep in touch via communicator to match our timing. Aera, you shall have the honor of entering the office password. Once we've determined what we need to input, take your place at this terminal. I shall stand by to guide Wook Lamont and Kyle through the process. No, there was a display plate over there. One with the gems? I thought it was made out of electrope. It might have some other purpose. I couldn't find any switches or buttons to make it do anything. Maybe you can figure it out? Jewels are embedded in this electrope plate. You identify the blue gem as a sapphire and the red gem as a garnet. So here's the empty slot for another jewel to fill. Interesting. Red and blue. Like green? So an emerald? Probably need an emerald. We're gonna open the locker. Door to the locker swings open easily. Nope. 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 We're good. No thanks. I should take a closer look at these reports. One of them might have hints at the passwords. Keep searching the drawers of the books and found a
Cube puzzle made of electro. It's probably just a toy, but maybe? Solve the puzzle. You got it. Let's see, if I move this bit, then connect this circuit to that one. There! Oh, there's something inside. Oh, it's a pretty green stone. I think it might be Alexandrite. They say these gems are so treasured in the past that they named the kingdom after them. Here, you should hold on to this one just in case.
Oh, I know where that's going.
And try to insert the Alexandrite into the empty slot. Yes, please. Oh! The gemstones fit snugly into place. Almost immediately afterwards, the glowing lines of a diagram appear on the display, accompanied by a short phrase. Floor plan of this complex. As you continue studying the display, you realize that these shapes correspond to the rooms of the complex in which you now stand. This may be related to the passwords you were looking for. The slot contains a sapphire. It's placed in the floor plan corresponding to the proto-lab. Garnet, placed in the floor of the deutero-lab. The slot contains an Alexandrite and placed on the floor corresponding to the director's office. What does it say? Glowing words appear to be handwritten. Yes, I knew that jewel would come in handy. Let's see. Heed the stones. This must be about the special meanings Alexandrians gave for gems. It's an old belief, I think, but there may be a type of gem means something different. I bet if you asked Sphene, she could tell you more about it. After all, even her name comes from a gemstone. Sphene. Sphene. Oh, Sphene. Yes. If you have a question, you need only ask. Symbolism Alexandrite. Well, I was taught that Alexandrite represents the concept of protection. It is, incidentally, also the origin of Alexandria's name. Oh, you think this has something to do with the passwords? Sapphire, a garnet as well, you say? Yes, they all have meanings. Alexandrite, as I said, is protection, sapphire represents honesty, and garnet symbolizes devotion. Should try these words at the terminals and see if they accept it. I certainly hope we're right. It's honesty for hers. Devotion for hers. And the protection for me, I think? Right, we have all three passwords ready. Now let's enter into the system at the same time. Hey! Yes! Oh, I'm so glad that worked. That secure room is the only place we've yet to search. If the data relay is anywhere, it has to be there. We'll venture in as soon as Wuklamat and Cryo rejoin us.
This is the good stuff. We're smart folks.
All right, everyone. Time to board the lift and see what awaits us.
Dun 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 dun. Probably nothing super. I bet it's something, yeah, super obvious.
This terminal doesn't look special to me, but this is definitely what we're after?
It is. But whether or not it will suffice for our purposes is another question.
The Endless are created using the memories of the deceased. But as memories are, in essence, collections of data, the resultant entities have no physical form. These data entities, as we might call them, have only two methods for interacting with the material world. One of these we saw in Living Memory, where the Endless are granted temporary bodies through the use of corporeal ether. They become much like solid ghosts that one can see and touch. The other method, which Kafkiwa employed, is the remote operation of a machine. But where do you suppose the Endless are to be found when not inhabiting a physical body?
The Endless are memories, and if memories are data, then...
Yes, we suspect they reside in a virtual domain, one contained entirely within an electrope-based machine. We've seen such a realm before, after all.
True.
Oh, you mean like the Alexandria made from the Endless Fiend's memories? It all seems so real.
So this virtual domain, it would also be housed within the Meso-terminal.
But how? I thought we shut down all the terminals in Living Memory.
You did. And Kafkiwa's program performed just as she intended. The Meso-terminal itself was deactivated, as evidenced by the failure of the device which was keeping Spheen's body in stasis. Be that as it may, we face a master of electrope engineering. That he managed to partition and protect the sector harboring his own memories is well within the bounds of possibility.
Let us say that the Meso-terminal does indeed contain a second domain, and that Calyx himself resides there. This city, on the other hand, exists here in the source. That being the case, I thought perhaps we could prevent his remote interference by closing the gate to the Golden City, and thus severing the connection between worlds.
Except I tried to close it once already when I visited Living Memory. The process required administrative authorization, a restriction I assumed at the time had been imposed by the Queen.
Nope.
But now you think Calyx might be responsible.
Just as I suspected. Even now, security transmissions from throughout the keep are being tapped by the core system and routed elsewhere. Almost every single one has you as its focus. He's keeping track of the keyholder's movements.
Time's up. And what a waste of time it's been.
Rude.
Hoping to find me by tracing security data? That will not be necessary.
Because I've been here the whole time.
Through a not inconsiderable effort, I've taken your measure and prepared a force sufficient to subdue you.
I always have a difficult time whenever Shield's on screen. I mean, she's really pretty.
Come,
invite you to the upper reaches of the Meso Terminal. The storage device which holds my memories is there.
Oh.
Break the memory bank and victory is yours. I, in turn, will seek to wrest the key from you with any and every means at my disposal.
Well, now you're calling me out. I see how it is.
We refuse this invitation.
I will wait and continue to convert Alexandrians into endless. Consider the urgency of the situation and make the wiser choice.
Answer me one question, Calyx. The Endless Fiend. When she was queen, you had her face an impossible task, then manipulated her into using the key when she was at her most desperate. If you can do all that, then why not whisk it away when her plans went to ruin? Why let it fall into our hands?
Good question.
You pour salt in the wound. That disaster was a miscalculation on my part. As her end drew near, Sphene and her restructured memories had become one with the terminal's control systems. In that singular place, in that singular moment, she wielded an authority greater than mine. Thus she was able to shield you, the neighboring sovereign to whom she entrusted her nation's future, and the hero to whom she entrusted that priceless key. I am unsure to what degree she perceived my presence, but she knew that someone was watching. Does that satisfy your curiosity?
Maybe.
It does. And I'm satisfied that you will take nothing more from this nation. Not one more life, not one more future, not one single smile from another child's face. You hear me?
Come and get me then. He says.
Sorry for losing my temper, but there's only one way we can deal with people like Calyx. Whatever grand future he envisions, someone will be made to pay the price. And I won't let that happen.
Yeah. He's wrong if he thinks he's taking our measure. Hell yeah.
If I may, I realize it is not my place to say this. Even so, I must thank you both. On behalf of my other self, allow me to say how grateful I am to have you as our champions.
This ain't my first rodeo.
Well, that was an adventure. It may not have been my method Shale was hoping for, but at least now we know where to find Calyx and what we need to do next. Indeed. While we remain curious about Preservation's research into the key, that is an investigation for another day. And let us head straight to the back room. We should get everyone on the same page before we make our move.
Hey, Annabelle. Where you been?
The situation isn't the best out there. At least you've come back to us safe and sound. Damn that bastard Calyx. Waited until I was this close before snatching away my moment of triumph. That infuriating, condescending way he spoke to us. We'll see whose time is up, you smug little weasel.
Wow.
Anyway, I know things didn't go to plan, but we learned a great deal about preservation. That knowledge should come in handy in the days to come. Though I may not be able to contribute much to a direct confrontation, I mean to see this through with you all, providing whatever support I can.
Thanks.
Alright, chat. I was expecting to do a little bit more, but I think I'm going to have to call the stream there.
Oh, I have many other things that I must do, sadly, and I have little extra time. I appreciate you all coming today to watch me play some Final Fantasy XIV. I might do some more next time. We'll see. You know, I got my kind of little handful of games that I like to kind of bounce around between. Cult of the Lamb, Power World, or Final Fantasy XIV. Kind of not in a place at the moment, unfortunately, to be able to get any further video games myself. If I get gifted any, I might play some of those, but at this time, unfortunately, I do not have the funds for any others. But I will be playing probably Final Fantasy XIV, Cult of the Lamb, or Power World next week as well. I hope you all come and watch. I appreciate you all coming today. Have a wonderful night and a great rest of your week. Bye.